can count your true friends on one hand. You can count yourself very rich. You guys know that? Well, okay, one person is... That's true. I mean, if you end up with a handful of people you can really trust and go to for advice and help, then I think all of us would consider ourselves blessed. Well, my next guest's friendships are worth the world to her. Please welcome athlete, model, actress, Greta. I call her G because she's so money. And we've been hearing today from women who can't stand their legs. It's part of our ongoing series of I Can't Stand My Blank. And this one I think pretty much everyone can relate to because you know our friend Terry?
Yes.
Like the thinnest, she's beautiful, knockout. Gabrielle's been doing this neat thing. She's been sharing what she calls her honey line with us. It sounds like a very sweet thing, right? Pocket and tuck the meat and cheese inside it. It's a better chance it'll stay together for you as you transfer it from the egg mixture in dark before the inside has a chance to cook through. You want the cheese to be a little melty, and you certainly want all of the egg mixture to cook up for sandwich for a little dip. Then they're not eating too much of syrup. And you know what? Go ahead. Buy real maple syrup and use less. It's full of flavor instead of colored corn syrups in a bottle. The kind of fake out syrups, you know, that's just corn syrup. Real maple syrup has great flavor and a little taste of it goes. Stuffed French toast isn't swimming in a pool of syrup. You know what I mean? I'm gonna have a bite myself. Break.
All right.
You know, go have some grown-up time, no problem. I'll go home with you anytime.
Rachel.
Of course, it was Mondays at 8 p.m. on the CW. Thank you so much. Come back. Putting pictures of the baby when she's on the other side.
Thank you so much.
Now, isn't he an angel? Grab a snack. We couldn't get fired. My mom was the boss.
Oh,
My mom ran the restaurants. Oh, the overtime. Yeah, she broke every labor law there was working me.
Dishwashing. That's, you should.
I started, do you know how horrible it is to be like 13, 14 years old? You already feel like a freak from another planet. All your friends come in and they see you covered in grease and old food. You smell like old eggs, you know, and you stand next to a dish. It's a DMO operator, dish machine operator, where you always just talk to this person. It's no different if there's a camera there or not. So my favorite segment that we do on the show are the human labs. And a while back, we did a great instant human lab that we called manscaping. We had all these men try hair removal, but I think the men that are here today to help us out with this new human lab that we're doing, they are going to take the cake. Because today we're doing another all-male human lab challenge, human lab man shaping. Now this is going to be for men who are feeling a little self-conscious about their bodies and they need a little extra help. Here to help us, help them. It's the perfect date night movie. It happens to be a romantic weekend. It would be a very good thing to do tonight or tomorrow.
Thank you, Rachel.
Give me $1. And, you know, we've done this a few times to play a game of firsts with you, since this is your first big take on the brunt of the movie world thing on your shoulders. All right, so do you remember your first red carpet of guests that we could invite to stop by? Oscar nominees, of course, were at the top of it. But I really especially wanted this next guest because she's in a movie. She stars in this brilliant film that we call it a drive to Albany movie because I come from a small town. You'd have to drive to the next biggest city to see it. It was an independent film, and I wanted to bring more light to it. It is a gut-wrenching movie to watch. It has a very uplifting ending to the story. It's about a struggling single mom and her kids and the people that come in and out of her life and a frozen river. Thank you. So we're going to start the day right with one of our very good friends, the beautiful Facing Your Fears. But first, she recently did something that is actually a shared fear among us. She had to walk the runway. Ooh.
That's not a fun. You did this event 2 years ago, right? And you looked gorgeous. Oh, was it last year? Who'd you wear?
It's all one long day. Donna Karan.
Oh, hello, love her.
Of women. So you march on the runway with real models, and you know every gorgeous glam puss in the world.
Or that big.
Yeah.
How did you feel?
I wanted to vomit all over Lauren Hutton, who's a lovely, lovely, intelligent, gorgeous woman.
Yeah.
And we were having a nice chat, and she was complaining about how her feet were hurting. I'm like, that's so cool, Lauren Hutton. Again, it's like you. I was poor for a long time, and I wanted to have fun living. Whether I was rich or poor, I still wanted a rich life. So it goes back to on the bottle. Yeah. I mean, once you get used to living like that, quite frankly, whether you have money or not in years to come, you'll
go down all the way unless we deal with it.
And then, you know, just the concept of how do you talk to the children about it. Many parents want to protect their children from it, but don't the children innately sense that there's something really disturbing going on in their family?
Yeah.
You know, what you believe. So by the time you get to 40, you don't take a lot of crap.
No,
you know what I mean?
Really
you just, don't. And you're clear and you get things done a little faster. It's good.